We're joined by winners of the 5th CDGA Senior Amateur 4-Ball Championship, Tom Kearfott, Tim Sheppard, winning this event for the 3rd time in its 5 iterations. Guys, obviously you've had a lot of success in this particular formula. What is it about your partnership that has allowed you to hoist the hardware so many times?
Well, I think hosting it so many times is you got to be able to pick the right partner. You know, I have a special partner, and I tell you what, he is the best player out here for the seniors, and I'm just honored that he asked me to play with him, and I can, help a hole or two, and we can keep hosting that, putting that trophy up in the air. So one special player here in Tim Sheppard.
Thank you, Tommy. I will tell you, Tommy played solid yesterday afternoon, today. Some good shots. He made a couple of clutch birdies yesterday on, I think it was 13 and 14, almost an ace on 14, and that got us over the hurdle to get the lead back yesterday afternoon, because we got off to a poor start and grinded our little butts off and was able to get it done. It's pretty much a grind every match. Nothing was easy, which we got a lot of good players, so you know what you got.
Yeah, contrast that, thinking back to Indian Hill a couple years ago, your guys' last victory in this event, and it seemed like, if I recall correctly, most of your events, you pretty much had control of, most of your matches in that event, you pretty much had control of the entire way. So this time around it seemed a little different. As you were saying, you really had to, have some comebacks and some rallies in some of these matches.
Yeah, and I think you're going to have that. With this format, it seems like you have some really big turnarounds, and nobody ever sees the turnarounds when you post 1 up, 2 up, 1 down, 3 down, until you're actually out there and see, where you miss a 3-footer and they make it from the bunker. The first match, we had so many crazy things happen where we stuffed it in there, we missed the putt. They made, 2 80-footers, and next thing you know, this momentum changes so much in this format. So I think it's a key to get some breaks. You got to be somewhat lucky, but also, you have to make the shots at the right time. And there's no doubt that we did that in the 4 matches that we won. We always seemed to keep plugging away, and we found a way. So
I will say the one thing about this golf course versus Indian Hills and the other place we played is the greens. I mean, you completely defensive putting. Where when we played that first year, I think we in the first 3 matches we were 28 under. I mean, we were just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And in Indian Hills we made a lot of birdies there, but little bit easy. You didn't have to worry about the putt going 8 feet by. I mean, you had to putt so defensive on these greens, so it made it a little tougher to make birdies. That's a big difference. This golf course is, it's spectacular. The greens are some of the best surfaces you putt on, but the severity of them, man, it makes it difficult to make a lot of birdies just because how defensive you're putting.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the big turnarounds. One of those came today. You were 1 down through 11 holes, but then you were able to win 12, 13, and 14 to kind of seize that advantage that you then rode out to the finish. What was key in kind of getting things turned around there during that stretch for you guys?
Well, I think it was 2 things. One is we played a little bit better through that stretch, and the other thing was we got fortunate where they made a couple bogeys, which you don't want to ever see them do, but sometimes, at a golf course like this, you hit it in the wrong position with the greens, there's going to be bogeys. And there's certain times you can't get it up and down. The greens, like Tim said, are phenomenal, but they're so difficult. You never get a breather. You're always like, wanting to know which way it's going. Is it uphill, downhill? Is it going to run by the hole? There's always thoughts that go into these greens. So, and that's the thing, you're going to see more bogeys at a golf course like this than you are with a longer golf course with bigger, flatter greens.